All right. A little late tonight. Had some interesting times at work. But hold on. We're back in Wings to Adventure, and it's Daniel Boone's Echo. All right. So Daniel and Aaron went west down the trail at a right good pace. They reached Cumberland Gap, and it was a fine, low place to get them through the mountain. They made their way through the gap and went on through the wilderness of Kentucky for 2 days. Near the end of the second day, they came to a green valley where buffalo grazed. Birds sang, and a river full of fat fish looped its way across the prairie. "Well, now let's look for a good place to build a cabin," cried Daniel, as he led the way across the valley until he found a good place beside a spring. Glad I got over that blind today. Suddenly, there was a terrible loud snarl, and a panther came jumping out of the woods. Aaron tried to climb up on Daniel's shoulders. "Oh, we're done for," moaned Aaron. He shook so hard Daniel wasn't able to stay on his feet, and they both fell over in the grass. Daniel got loose from Aaron and took the boy by the shoulders and shoved him into a hollow log lying on the ground nearby. "Stay in there out of the way till I kill this painter," Daniel said, but Aaron came shooting out of the log with eyes as big as saucers. Daniel grabbed him by the seat of his breeches and heaved him back into the hollow log, shoving him way up inside. Then Boone turned to get his rifle, for the panther was mighty close by this time. But Aaron popped right out of that log again. Now Daniel was a mite put out with Aaron. "Whatever is the matter with you?" he yelled. "Why in the world can't you stay in that log safely out of my way?" "There's a bear in there," Aaron cried, "and I don't think he wants me with him." The panther gave a final growl and sprang straight for the two men. Aaron scrambled up a little oak tree quicker than you can skin a minnow, and Daniel lit out through the woods with the panther right behind him. But Daniel was in a heap of trouble, for he had laid his rifle down by the hollow log. He leaped over berry bushes, he dodged around sourwood trees, but all the time Daniel was running and jumping and dodging, he kept thinking too, which shows a very fine fellow he was. As he ran by the hollow log, he thought what a fine thing it would be if the panther was in the notion for a little bear fighting. "I believe I could kind of persuade the painter to fight," he thought. So the next time around, he knew exactly what to do. He ran smack at the opening of the log, and just as he reached it, he leaped way up in the air. The panther went scooting underneath, straight into the log, as neat and tidy as a knife into a sheath, for the animal was going too fast to stop. "Quick," Daniel shouted to Aaron, "tie up that other end of the log while I tie up this end." Aaron dropped from the tree and ran to the log. Quick as fleas, they tied up the two ends tightly. "Oh, Daniel," Aaron gulped, "you are the cleverest fellow on this side of the ocean." A most enormous noise began inside the hollow log. Growls and squalls and shrieks and bellows. Suddenly the log jumped up and rolled over. It bent this way and it twisted that way till Daniel thought it would rip and give away at the seams. By and by the log quit bumping and jumping. It twisted just a little and once in a while gave a wiggle. Finally it was quiet as could be and lay still. "Do you reckon the bear killed the painter?" asked Aaron. "Or did the painter kill the bear?" "We'll untie the log and find out," answered Daniel. "Now I'll just get my rifle ready, and you open this end of the log. Whichever one comes out, I'll be waiting to shoot." So Daniel stood ready with his rifle gun, and Aaron untied the log and jumped back safely behind him. But nothing came out. Nothing at all came out. Daniel kicked the log, and by, a little tuft of yellow fur came floating out. Then, after a spell, a wisp of brown hair drifted out. "Let's just untie the other end now," said Daniel, "and see what's going on in there." So Aaron untied the other end, and Daniel got down on his knees and looked inside. It was mighty dark in that log. Daniel couldn't see loud thunder in there, so he got a piece of light wood and made a torch and looked in. Still he couldn't see anything, for there wasn't anything to see. There might have been a little more fur, and what looked like parts of a bear's ear, and what the painter could have passed for a fluffy tail, but that was all. They just simply fought each other plumb up, suggested Aaron. Daniel studied about it and said, I reckon if they'd fought each other up, there'd have been tooth or something left laying around for sure. I don't see a tooth anywhere. So I think what happened was that they clawed each other and just pure the old orneriness. And that's where we'll stop for tonight. I love you guys. I'm very proud of you. And I just want you to know, sweet dreams.